Yo, what's going on, boys? It's your boy buhzurka, back with another video. Today I'll be starting a new series of tips and tricks videos trying to help you guys become the best player you could possibly be. Let's get started. So in today's video, we'll be looking at aim and how to improve your aim in Fortnite. So pretty much we'll be explaining the ins and outs of aim theory, some very useful tips and tricks regarding general aim in Fortnite, and we will finish off with some new creative maps that a lot of the top pro players use and are very useful as well. So without wasting any more time, let's get straight into this. So let's start off with aim theory. Aim theory is the science behind aiming in-game. There are two big components of aim theory, which are click timing and tracking. Let's break down tracking. Tracking, as you all should know, is where you have your crosshair on an opponent and you try to keep it on them. No matter what they do or where they go, let's just say your opponent just uses the launch pad and is gliding towards you, you're still going to keep your crosshair on them for as long as possible, typically with an AR or SMG. Here's an example by a pro player named Tayson.
Soft aim.
This was a fantastic display of tracking, even if it's from another season. Now, one thing that is important with tracking aim is that you should find the right time to spray and track your opponent. For example, when someone in front of you is jumping and about to land, if you have a clear beam on them, that will be the optimal time for you to spray and track them, as the opponent's movement will be more predictable. You will know when they land, and therefore that could get you a free kill. Now let's move on. The second major component of aim theory is click timing. Click timing is essentially when you move your crosshair to your opponent and time your click to not only hit them, but do the most amount of damage possible. Think of it as a shotgun, for example. You take a crosshair from whatever it was before, then line it up to hit the opponent. Then boom, click. Pretty simple, right? Well, not really. There's a pretty big misunderstanding going around about how click timing and flicking is the same thing. I just want to say it is not the same thing. And if you don't believe me, I will leave a video of an ex-Fortnite player who specializes in aiming in all games down in the description below, who also explains what I am about to say about this misunderstanding. Flicking is just when you very rapidly move your crosshair onto the target, which makes it only a small part of click timing, and not the whole thing. Which brings me on to the tips and tricks. The worst thing that you can do when tracking an opponent is to have flicky and shaky tracking aim. This may be because you're tensing your arm when holding your mouse, which is a very bad thing to do, as it can even cause arm injuries in the long run. Doesn't sound fun, does it? So be smart and track smoothly. The next tip is to never train your flicks. Why, you may ask? Well, they're just way too inconsistent and unnecessary. Why try flicking when you can just keep your crosshair on the opponent and wait for the right time to shoot and go down the path of click timing? In short, don't be like Serpent AU. Also, be sure to line up your shots. It is better just to take a little bit of time to properly aim and line up your shots than just to shoot instantly when you can, just to miss or hit for very little damage with a shotgun. Here's an amazing example by Martoz. So as you just saw with that quick but good example, when he launchpad exploits into the guy's box, he knows that he has to make his shotgun shot count, as the builds around him weren't his. So he lands up his shot and lands a big pump for 140 damage. You also may have noticed how he ADS'd, which brings me on to ADSing. So here are some really good examples of ADSing from Mongraal's 39 kill solo trio arena world record video.
Just kind of hard on.
Drops down. Misses the first shot, but it's fine. Box. Bam, 176. ADS. That was absolutely beautiful. If he didn't ADS there, he probably wouldn't have hit for that much. Finishes the guy off. Bang, 148 ADS. Yet again. Let's just see it again. 176. Finish the guy off. Waits for the guy to shoot. Bang, 148. Here's some more examples from the same video. Here's the guy coming. ADS. 99 damage. That's pretty good considering how far that was. That was also because he ADS once again. Boxes the guy up. Bang, ADS 121. .143 and finishes well. Those are some prime examples of ADSing and why you should implement it into your own gameplay. The last tip in this video is to have good crosshair placement, which means always keeping your crosshair at head level at all times. Now, you may think that keeping your crosshair always at head level is only important in actual FPS games like Valorant or CSGO, as they reward headshots much more than Fortnite. But the truth is, hitting a sweet one-tap with your Vandal or AK-47 is more or less equivalent to hitting a satisfying one-pump in a game like Fortnite. This tip is simple yet important, as if you see a free one-pump opportunity in front of you, you would already have your crosshair at head level, so you wouldn't have to move your crosshair that much, instead of just looking down all the time and having to flick to the head, which really isn't consistent. So pretty much always keeping your crosshair at head level, even if you're not fighting, is essential and should be a habit at this point. And trust me, if you are using this tip, please do so, as it would save your life. Same goes with the other tips and tricks mentioned before. Now that I've been given the chance to provide you with all the tips and tricks needed for better aim, it's time to put our knowledge into practice, where I will leave 2 Fortnite creative map codes on screen, which will provide god-tier practice. The first map I recommend is Raider464's 1v1 aim trainer map. This map features 30 new scenarios to not only help you work on your close range aim, but also mid and long range, which is what a lot of other aim maps lack. But I will mention that you will need a friend for this. As its title suggests, it's a 1v1 aim trainer. If you can't find a friend, then you can maybe look on Discord servers or use the matchmaking option. But I wouldn't really recommend the matchmaking option, as not many people use it. When you start the map, you can choose how much HP you have and the map you do. Then you can choose your gun. From there, just follow the instructions for how to enter the arenas and get aiming. I'd recommend doing the realistic scenarios that you know you're weak at for around 3 to 5 rounds, if possible, every time you get online before you play arena. There are also tasks for all aspects of aim like click timing, close range tracking, and mid-range shotgun aim, and there's even one for someone gliding, which is ideal as launchpads are in the game this season and would reflect well on a similar real game scenario. So try experiment with this map, and you'll see results in no time. The second last but definitely not least map that I'll be showcasing today is the headshot only box fight freefall map by Panville. You can enter a map in creative and either play with your friends, or once again, if you don't have anyone to play with, then I would recommend the matchmaking option inside the map before you start game, because actually a lot of people play this. So, and once you're in, make sure to choose the headshot only option from the game mode selection side. So how does the headshot only option work, you may ask? Good question. Everyone spawns with 2 gold spazzes, where if you try hitting a body shot or a headshot that isn't a 2 or 3 hit marker on someone, their health will instantly regen back to 200. So yes, if you want to kill people, you have to hit perfect 2 or 3 headshot hit markers where every pellet hits the head of the opponent. And if that sounds difficult considering building is also enabled, that's because it is. But that's what makes it good practice. This map also helps with crosshair placement drastically, as the only way to kill someone is from perfect, accurate headshots, which we went over earlier in the video. I would recommend playing this map if your aim starts getting rusty or you're just trying to improve, for 1 to 2 rounds every day. Maybe even 3 if you're a madman. Overall, this map is very fun to play as it gives off the classic freefall box fight vibe we all know and love. So that's pretty much all my advice for gathering better aim in Fortnite. Whether to beat to ADS more often or to track smoothly, if you follow my tips and tricks and use the practice methods in this video, you will undoubtedly get better aim, as long as you practice consistently and never give up. That's all for me today, so have a nice day and take care. Peace.